Ms. Golly just talked about Wednesday.
All right, so for our first question, we are renting boats on a lake, costs $22 per hour, plus a flat fee of $10 for insurance. If you paid $98 to rent the boat, how many hours did you rent the boat? Now, yesterday I would have just given you that question. There would have been all these pieces breaking it down and said, hey, attack this, see what you can do. And like I said, some of us yesterday, boom, we got this question within like 2 minutes. Others of us yesterday are like, well, Miss Golly, so what should I do with that $22? Do I have to do anything with that hours? What do I do with these different numbers? What do they mean? So what I want to do today is go through a process with you of how we can break down that question and hopefully better understand what those different numbers are representing and get to an equation that makes sense for us to help us represent that situation. That's our goal. So letter A, it says, what is the important information we need to answer the question? So what are some of the important pieces that we need to pull from this question? Sam, what's one important piece?
Because look at the first sentence right there. I think you have to do those two numbers first.
So we're just picking out pieces of information. I don't want to do anything with the numbers yet. What's an important piece of information?
$22 per hour.
$22 per hour.
Plus flat fee.
So $22
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
per hour. And we have a flat fee of $10. What does it mean to have a flat fee? How many times do I have to pay that?
Once.
Just once. So no matter what, no matter how many hours you're out on that boat, that $10 isn't going to change.
Make sure you write this down with Ms. Golly.
What's our other important piece of information?
$98.
$98, what does it represent?
Rent a boat. The boat. How many? They rented the boat for $98.
So I paid a total of
98. Salary.
How many dollars did you pay? 32, 98,
Okay, so we've got the important pieces. $22 per hour, a flat fee of $10. We talked about the flat fee means we pay once. And then we have a total of $98.
Then you do like 22 divided by 98.
So now for that first step, that letter A, now I've taken all the numbers out of the problem and I have labeled what they mean. Because I know some of us yesterday, we were just trying to grab the number from the problem and, oh, hey, maybe I'll try dividing this or maybe I'll try adding this. Before I try to do anything, multiplying, adding, anything, I'm going to write down the important pieces. I'm going to pull them out of the question. What do they mean? All right, then letter B says, what variable will you use and what does it represent?
Hours.
So what are we trying to find in this question? How many hours? How many hours? So I know some of you out there just absolutely love the variable x. That's all you ever want to use is the variable x. Now for me, I like to use a variable that represents what I'm trying to find. It helps me write the equation. So I'm going to use h. And h is going to represent
Hours.
number of
Hours. What
hours.
is that of?
That's an of. Let me, hang on, let me undo my cursive F. Sorry. There we go. H is your number of hours.
Simple form.
So have I really done anything with the numbers yet except for get some important information and figure out what the question's asking me to find?
No.
No. All right, so now letter C, we're going to write our equation. But the important part is, when we write it, we're going to label it. We're going to label what each part means. So we're not guessing at, oh, let me throw an H in with $10. The first part says we have $22 per hour. $22
Oh, then you multiply by
per hour. That's the first key part, $22 per hour. Does anybody know what that keyword per means? Does that mean we add, subtract, multiply, divide? What does per mean?
multiply.
Per means we multiply. So we're going to have $22 And then what are we using to represent hours? We're using H.
Minus 10.
Then we have plus a flat fee of $10. Plus flat fee $10. And plus, we've got that word. We know what plus means. And we talked earlier that that flat fee means we just do it one time. So $22 per hour, we can represent that as 22 times H. And then it says plus a flat fee of $10. So plus means we add. We know that one. You guys knew that coming into this year. And then we talked about that flat fee, meaning we just do it one time. So the only piece of information I haven't used yet, we've used the 22. We've used the flat fee. Now we need the total.
98.
Total spent was 98. What needs to go before my 98? And equals. So if I take my $22 per hour plus my flat fee, that's going to equal my total.
Why is it called a flat fee?
Because you just do it one time. It's a flat fee because you only do it once. You don't have to keep paying it over and over and over. So now what we have is an equation that we all know how to solve. No guessing. Well, Miss Golly, do I subtract something? Do I divide something? No guessing. The guesswork's gone. I didn't guess at anything we just set up. I took the information right from the question. We worked our way towards an equation. All right, so I'm just going to recopy the equation down here. And let's just do a quick refresher. I know we just took our test over this. But let's do a quick refresher on how we solve. And I want to give you guys a chance to try this stuff out. All right, so what's my first step going to be to solve? First step, Sam.
Locate the.
Yep, locate our variable. There it is. There's our H. Now what? Now what? Keep going.
I think you have to just like multiply or.
What do we want to undo first when we solve? We want to undo. Do we want to undo the multiplication first or undo our addition first? Addition. How do we undo addition? Subtraction, yeah. Okay, so we bring down our 22H. We get 88 on that side. Now how do we finish it? How do we undo our multiplication? Go ahead, Sam.
It's like divide.
Yeah, it is divide. Okay, so now we get H equals 4. What does the 4 represent? What's my label for the 4? If I'm not sure, I go back to part B. What does H mean? H means hours. Now, as you guys work through these today, I don't want you skipping any parts. Don't skip any parts. And we're going to do just like yesterday. We're going to do this one question at a time. One question at a time. I don't want to skip any parts. You're like, oh, Miss Golly, this is easy for me. Well, then the parts will go quick if you feel like this is something that's easy for you. If you're like, yeah, Miss Golly, I was really confused yesterday, then doing every single part is something that's going to help you get better. Okay? So, what I want to do is we're going to move you guys a little bit into some groups here to work on our remaining problems.
What about you?